When I was a kid, I didn't have a care in the world. I'd play pirates with my high school dropout father in our backyard pirate ship. And my mother would always make a fuss when we finally came in because my hair would be crazy and unfurled. My mother is a hairdresser, so hair is kind of a big deal. Fast forward to 2 weeks before middle school. I went on a bike ride with my mother, pedaling through the cool evening air without a care in the world. My soul was happy, and in that moment, I can say I was genuinely happy. But then that moment was shattered when we stopped in front of a house with a sold sign smack dead in the middle of the lawn, and my mother told me she was moving there. I knew this moment was coming, but as a kid, you can still wish to continue living your seemingly perfect life, even when it's all a facade. My innocence was taken from me that dreadful night because suddenly I was thrown on a never-ending roller coaster that seemed to jump between downward spirals and loop-de-loops, never coming to a flat spot where for a moment I would be able to stop, take a breath, and process. But I never got to a flat spot, so I held my breath, hoping and praying that the ride would stop someday, but it never did. When one is continually exposed to too much force for a long period of time, the body can't physically operate and oxygen doesn't flow, so you pass out. I passed out the summer going into my freshman year of high school, constantly moving and never able to catch a break from the duel between my parents. But this was possibly the best thing to happen to me. I was at a Bible camp, and the people who caught me made sure I didn't crash and burn from pushing everything down for the 2 years before that. That summer changed everything. I was no longer the kid who came from a broken home, and I realized that summer that I come from God, and through His eyes, after accepting Him, I realized that He is the best and most beautiful thing to come from. From then on, I came from love. Love began to be my reason for everything. Love became my definition of measurement, and love is the reason I am who I am today. 1 Corinthians 16:14 says, "Let all that you do be done in love," and I intended to live that to the fullest. See, where I come from in reality doesn't mean a single thing if I'm not rooted in my faith. I also realize I'm not perfect and understand that some things can be hard to love. One thing I really struggle with is loving people who disagree with me, but they are a reminder that everyone needs love, because if God can love me, a seemingly screwed up 18-year-old, then I should love the hard people even more because they are the ones that need it the most. You get to decide where you come from. It can be a place, a person, or even an object. But for me, although I may feel at home in the middle of the woods surrounded by nature, although I may feel at home spending time with those I care about most, I may feel at home when I am content with my life and how far I've come. But in the end, I come from love.